So here we are in July and we're into the second half of the year. We've had 3 auctions since our last report across our 3 venues of Derby, Nottingham and Leicester, and we've had about £8 million worth of property sold on those 3 venues during June and July. In Nottingham we got past £50 million worth of sales since we started there, and in Derby we actually had our 60th auction since we started in Derby.
Sold 81,000 well bought.
If you can see a trend from the last 3 auctions since our last report, I think it's the fact that there has been a continuing underlying strength in the market for anything that people can make some money out of. Commercial properties continue to go well, but I would think there's probably a little bit of conflict, if I was honest, about the national media reports that the market is just rolling away. We are not seeing price rises that the media is quoting. And interestingly, that's what I've heard from other auction houses as well. That said, we've done extremely well in our last 3 sales. We sold a bungalow in Mickleover in a cul-de-sac that needed everything doing to it. Made £155,000, the guide price was 95 plus. We had a property on Broad Avenue in Evington in our Leicester auction. It was a traditional 3-bedroom semi-detached house. Again, needed a full programme of repair and improvement on a guide price of 115,000 plus, sold for £141,000. We had a couple of interesting properties in Castle Donington in the Derby auction. One of those was a 3-bedroom semi-detached house, but it was on a substantial corner plot, and that was met with huge interest, and that was on a guide price of 95 plus, and we finished up selling it for £128,000. On the commercial side of things, we had quite a number of properties in that were mixed use. That's to say there were probably a retail unit downstairs with some upper floor accommodation. One that stands out particularly is one on Radford Road at Hyson Green. Really poor condition. The guide price wasn't fictitious, it was actually 40,000 plus. I don't know where we were going to finish up. We got past 100,000 and finally it sold for £123,000, and I think there was a bit of a gasp went round the room. So an amazing result, and to be honest, you'd only get that in an auction room. I mean, that plus the Portland Close bungalow I mentioned earlier. You would never have put them on the market at that sort of asking price had they have been sold by private treaty. And my view is that you would never have got close to the figures that we did. So I hope you enjoy your summer holidays. We're busy. We will stay busy throughout the summer months. We've got an August auction in Leicester on the 14th, and then we've got 2 early in September at Nottingham and at Derby on the 4th and the 11th. So we're taking entries right through the summer period, but you relax and enjoy some break, and make sure you're back in time for the auctions.